Okay, we're gonna be here for a while trying to kill these bad boys, but the good news is that we can no longer take damage from them and we are effectively immune, meaning even though it might take me 5 hours to kill them, that's fine. Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, I'm the Spiffing Brit, and today you join me in the fantastic world of Skyrim. That's right, it's the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim Special Edition, and today I'm going to be building one of the most silliest and stupidest builds imaginable. A character build which quite simply makes no sense, yet has 100% meme potential. We're going to be taking a exceedingly low level character and giving them the ability to resist 100% of magic. No longer will you have to worry about dragons breathing fire upon you, mages being angry, and the nerds over in the college trying to tell you what you can and can't do with your necromancy. Nope, from this point on you're going to be a free Skyrim player, one who is able to conquer the entire world with all of your dark magic, and if another wizard comes along, you can quite simply yawn as all of their fireballs bounce off of your magical skin. So sit back, relax, grab yourself a cup of tea, as we're about to create the silliest mage possible. Without further ado, I think it's time for us to dive into the video if you're all sat comfortably. And if you're feeling especially fantastic today, you might even like the video. My goodness, thank you very much, you lovely person. Right, let's throw ourselves into the game. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, we're back into the fantastical body of the legendary Barry Boneraiser, our fantastical necromancer who has the ability to resurrect the dead. I mean, it's quite impressive. He can literally do it like so. Wabam! Yes, you dead bodies, come back to life. Oh, we need to do it again. Oh no, a couple of mammoths have toppled over. But yes, as you can see, our power is exceedingly incredible because we have the ability to resurrect just about everything. But the only downside is this kind of dark magic, well, it draws the wrong kind of attention. Rival wizards look at us and go, my god, that's a war crime, you should stop. And so we need to stop those rival wizards, and the best way to do so is to become immune to their magic. Now, in order to do so, we quite simply need basically nothing. It can be done at any stage in the game and is exceedingly easy. It is quite simply the Fortify restoration loop. We only need to do it once and to a very small amount, and then we're going to be able to be immune to magic. Now, many people believe the Fortify restoration loop is exceedingly complicated and requires lots of difficult setup. Fun fact, ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't. We're going to be pulling this bad boy off at level 3. If you didn't see last week's episode, then I strongly recommend you catch it up to see the glorious creation of Barry Boneraiser, who raises everyone's bones, including my own. And anyway, with all of that said, I think it's time we take our lovely party and start collecting the ingredients we need to break the game. Now, we're going to have to say goodbye to most of our undead companions because they quite simply don't fast travel in the same way we do. And fast traveling is exactly what we're going to need to do. You see, we have this lovely Bjorlum here, and we're going to need to use him to make our way over to Riften. Now, you might wonder why Riften's even important, considering it's a pretty garbage hold. Riften has exceedingly fantastic value in the fact that the Riften docks contain naturally spawning locations for 2 ingredients necessary in the creation of restoration potions. And here we have it, the lovely Riften front gates. Let's make our way through. Oh, hold. Oh, of course, the goddamn visitor tax. Yep, this is a scam. Well, this is obviously a shakedown, my friend. You could never shake down Barry Boneraiser, you silly sausages. Anyway, perfect. We're in Riften, and I'm just going to pass through all of the annoying people trying to proposition me, and instead I want to make my way down here to the Riften docks. You see, the Riften docks are fantastic because no one cares if you take anything from any of the docks, but most importantly they have a whole bunch of salt and fish, and that's what we need. But seeing as we're in Riften, we're also going to nip by into this lovely alchemy shop to pick up some supplies that we might need. Where is the owner of this alchemy shop? Where on earth are they? Oh, they're asleep. Oh, did they just leave the doors open? Okay, I mean that's fine, I'll just rob the things that I might need. Now, of some of the items you need to make a restoration potion, salt is very important, but beyond that we're going to need fish. So it's time for us to leave, but with 3 additional bits of salt added to our collection of ingredients, we're off to a flying start. Oh, and of course outside the shop there's just 2 salt lying in this barrel here, along with 3 more salt here. Oh, salt is so easy to find. Oh, and here we have it, we're off to an even greater start. The Cyrodiilic Spadetail, ladies and gentlemen. This is once again yet another ingredient we're going to need. Let's just grab all of the salt you can find, and then we'll pick up some Cyrodiilic Spadetails, hopefully in the market tomorrow. But as you can see, salt is very easy to come by. Some would say it's easier to gain access to fine salt in Riften than it is to tune into one of my games of CSGO. Now, down here on the docks outside of Riften, you'll run into the Riften Fishery, which is a perfect spot because naturally it sources all of the fish which we need to add to our salt in order to make a restoration potion. So what I'm going to do is just simply let some time pass, and then once this shop opens up, we're going going to buy all of the fish that they physically have access to. And there we go, now it's 10, the fishery is opened up and we can hop on in. Now luckily I've come to the alchemy shop, and of course, lo and behold, we have lovely Half-York here who is selling the fantastical Cyrodiilic Spade Tail, which we need. Now she only has 2, which is a bit of a fundamental issue for me because I need more. So when you need more Cyrodiilic Spade Tails than Half-York actually has, well, what you want to do is quite simply shoot her in the head with an arrow and then immediately reload the save. You see, by absolutely turning her into aggressive mode, her entire inventory resets and I can go into her ingredients and hopefully, yep, there we go, it's another Cyrodiilic Spade Tail. Thank you, Half-York. So after taking that, we now have 4 Cyrodiilic Spade Tails in our inventory as well as 23 salt piles. Good stuff. But I'm afraid, Half-York, I'm going to need more. And so we're just going to have to be continuously repeating the aggro. Now after collecting all of your lovely Cyrodiilic Spade Tails and adding them to your ingredients section by repeatedly punching the shopkeepers, you're going to want to make sure you have one other item. Just any piece of apparel which increases alchemy skills. In my case, I've picked up this lovely necklace of eminent alchemy. This item isn't too hard to come by. You can either pick it up off of loot from dead bodies, provided you're above level 30, or in my case, as I'm only level 4, I instead just have to murder the bard in Whiterun and steal it off of his corpse. Or you can pickpocket it from him, you know, whichever one is easier. But I find murder far more exciting. Now once you have this item worn, simply go over to this lovely alchemy lab here and make yourself a potion to fortify restoration. Now by using this lovely necklace, we're going to be able to make a restoration spell which fortifies restoration by 26%. So we'll be drinking that bad boy and backing out of this alchemy tab. Now then, before you make sure to drink this potion, make sure to remove your necklace. This is because the alchemy skill is kind of absolutely buggered in Skyrim, because the restoration fortification actually generally for some reason improves all effects off of literally just about every item. You can use fortify restoration, for example, before equipping an amulet of Talos to get a minus 500% reduction in shout cost time. It's absolutely silly some of the things you can make. Anyway, we're going to be drinking our fortify restoration potion. Now remember that this necklace as a base only actually makes crafted potions 20% more powerful, but we're able to break this by drinking this potion of fortify restoration. So we drink that potion and then pop on our apparel and then use that improved apparel to make a brand new fortify restoration spell of 26%. Back on out of the menu, make sure to take off my necklace and have that register, then drink my improved restoration potion, wait for the potion to take effect, then pop on my necklace, and oh my god, I'm going to need more items than this.
6.5 hours later.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I've collected all of my necessary ingredients as well as also scouring the landscape of Skyrim to pick up 3 very important items. Item number 1, a necklace of minor alchemy. This can be purchased from pretty much any trader. It's exceedingly cheap as well, and so is not difficult to come by. These next few items can be a little bit more of a challenge though. These are the hide braces of alchemy. Now these are a natural spawning drop which can appear on enemies. However, if you go to the halted stream camp, you can find this bad boy in a chest. Now if we were to wear all of our fantastical items and make ourselves a restoration potion right now, we'd only be able to make a potion which increased our restoration by 25%. This simply isn't good enough. So we're going to have to back on out of this menu and actually level up our character just a little bit. You see, I have 2 perk points left to spend and I'm going to sink them both into being an alchemist, which means that my crafted potions are ever so slightly stronger. This is a very easy thing to do. You can train yourself in alchemy if necessary. And now that I've sunk those additional points into alchemy, if I go into the alchemy lab here, suddenly restoration spells are 35% stronger. And so what I'm going to do is craft myself a restoration spell and then simply drop on out of the alchemy tab. Then all you want to do is simply take off all of your alchemy gear and drink your brand new fortified restoration potion. By doing this, all of your alchemy gear, like this necklace here, has suddenly become more powerful. This necklace is up to 16%, meaning we can now use the alchemy lab once more, and now if we craft ourselves a potion of restoration, it's now 52% stronger. So we craft a 52% strength restoration potion and back on out of the alchemy menu. Then what you want to do is once again take off all of your apparel and then drink your brand new 52% fortify restoration spell. And now you'll notice when we put on our necklace of minor alchemy, crafted potions are now up to being 18% more powerful. That's right, we've hit the loop, ladies and gentlemen. The only way from here is up. And now when we craft Fortify Restoration, it's 62% stronger. Once again, we back on out of here and take off those clothes and drink that potion. And now that means when we make our next Fortify Restoration potion, it's 68% stronger, which has actually increased our alchemy as well, and actually leveled us up. Fantastic. And now we're up to 72% stronger Restorations potion. Now after repeating this loop again and again, we've managed to hit 118% restoration, which is a fantastical point, and technically you can stop here. As soon as you manage to get a restoration potion to go above 100%, this exploit is complete. However, I like to choose things a little bit more than they have to, and so for that reason we're going to drink this potion and continue the process. And now things are really heating up because we've just hit 139%, ladies and gentlemen. With each potion we make now, we're seeing a big jump. Now the way this exploit works, for those of you that don't know, is that it basically glitches the restoration spell, which for some reason has the ability to increase the stats on items. So what you do is you have an item which basically increases your ability to make potions. In our case it's our necklace, our braces and our hat, and by drinking this restoration potion we're able to increase the percentage of our ability of making potions. So basically we have items, which means we can make potions better, and we make a potion to make an item of potion making even better, and then we drink that potion and then we make that potion again, but now it's suddenly stronger. And what you do is you complete this cycle many times, and then you end up with a potion like this, which is 227%. Anyway, so now ladies and gentlemen, all of our potion making is now complete. I can take off all of my alchemy items, for I'll no longer ever need them again. Well, we've ended up with two very important potions, two Fortify Restoration potions, both over 270% strength. Now we only need one of these to actually pull off the exploit, and I just have the second one lying around just in case I need to do another Fortify Restoration loop and don't want to start from scratch. Considering how easy the actual ingredients are to come by, this exploit is ridiculously easy to pull off early game, and I strongly recommend all of you give it an attempt. Though I don't think I've ever seen anyone pull it off from level 1. I'm pretty sure most people give it a go around level 2 or 3, but I won't judge you. Anyway, out into the wider world we go, for we have something important to find. Luckily we're very close by to actually where we need to end up. Bam! I've jumped into the midpoint of this video when you least expected it, ladies and gentlemen, to say that I hope that you're having an absolutely fantastic day, but I've just spoken to Barry Boneraiser, and he says that if anyone is not drinking tea whilst watching this video, well, he's going to forcibly raise their bones out of their human body, causing them to immediately probably die. The only way to escape such a fate is to drink tea, and also as a sign of amnesty, apparently the first 6,000 coffee drinkers to like this video will also be spared, as a show of good faith, but they best clean up their act in the future. Anyway, onward with the exploiting. By the end of this video I want to be able to eat a fireball to the face and have absolutely nothing change. That's the dream. What you want to do after finishing up in Riften is simply hop over to the stables here, and we're going to be taking our lovely alchemist on a journey. You see, now that we have our Fortify Restoration spell, we can now gain perfect immunity to magic. How are we going to do this? Well, we're going to need to head on over to a very important location, ladies and gentlemen. You see, right around here is a certain stone of power, one which I want to gain control of. And so we're going to go on a lovely adventure over there. Oh, hello there, Khajiit merchants. Now I've made my way over to Shaw's Stone, which tells me I'm pretty close by. I'm roughly about halfway there. I just need to make my way around the mountain, and then we'll have made our way over to the Atronach stone, ladies and gentlemen. Now, what is this stone? Well, there are many stones of power in Skyrim, as I've demonstrated in last week's episode, where we found the stone of absolutely destroy the necromancy side of Skyrim. This stone, however, is something slightly different. The Atronach stone fortifies magicka by 50 points, basically meaning you permanently gain an increase of 50 magic. However, it comes at a cost. That cost is that the wearer can only generate magic at a decreased 50% rate, basically meaning it's harder to cast spells. But this does all come with an even greater buff, which is that the user is given 50% spell absorption. What this means is that you have a 50% chance to absorb any spell cast on you. This is a really good bonus, especially if you're fighting a bunch of wizards, but it does come with a big downside that it's only 50%. That means that the other 50% of spells are getting through. That's absolutely terrible. We can't possibly have that. Now we're getting pretty close, ladies and gentlemen. The actual getting down this mountain part is a little bit tricky, but you can always just go for the patent-pended spiff strategy of just yeeting yourself down any old cliff and just watching your kneecaps snap away. Now you'll notice up on our lovely mini-map the fantastic icon, meaning that a stone is nearby, has appeared, directing us towards our lovely goal. It's just over here somewhere, ladies and gentlemen. Perfect. And here it is, ladies and gentlemen, the fantastic stone itself. Oh, look at it, beautiful. Now if we were to hit E now, we'd end up with 50% spell absorption, and that's fantastic. That's lovely, but it's kind of a bit useless. We want more than that. For that reason, we're going to destroy the game a bit. Right, now the easiest way to demonstrate what I'm about to do, ladies and gentlemen, is to simply use a console command. That console command is quite simply player.getav absorb chance. This currently gives the statistic for how likely we are to absorb any spell. In our case, right now, if anyone was to cast a spell at us, we have a 0% chance to absorb that spell. It's going to hit us, it's going to do whatever effect that means. Spells in Skyrim are literally anything and everything. For example, creatures which have a chance to inflict disease with their attacks, well, diseases are counted as magic, meaning that if a wolf is to bite you and give you rock joint, you immediately resist it, meaning you resist that wolf's damage as well. It's a very strange, complicated system, but effectively absorbing magic is much more powerful than the game would have you believe because of just how many things are passed through as magic. This means you can no longer even be paralyzed, because quite simply, even trying to paralyze yourself, what's going to end up happening is that you're going to absorb the paralysis spell immediately. Now, this is of course a 0% absorb chance. It's not what we want over 100%, and so what we're going to do is go up to the stone here, drink a lovely Fortify restoration potion of 156% strength, and then activate the stone here. Now, because this potion is over 150%, what you'll notice is that our brand new magic absorption chance is now 128%. This is fantastic. What this means is we have a 128% chance of every time a spell hits us, we just absorb it. And that means 128% chance, that's over 100%. That means every single spell from this point on which hits Barry Bone Razor is now immediately absorbed. He is immune to magic. So let's actually try and demonstrate this monstrosity. Now, what I'm going to do to demonstrate my supreme power is quite simply spawn in a whole bunch of wizards. So I'm going to spawn in a Arch Pyromancer High Elf. This is a fantastical fire wizard who is level 46, has over 575 hit points and a pool of over 500 magicka. This makes them very powerful, so let's crack them down right here. Naturally, they're immediately going to start attacking us, but you'll notice that as they hit us, nothing is happening. We haven't taken any damage despite having a fireball straight to the face. And have we got another one coming? Yep, there we go. That's another spell right into the kidneys. Now, each of these spells would normally do very large amounts of damage because this is a Arch Pyromancer, ladies and gentlemen, a level 46 enemy. Certainly quite a challenge. Well, you know what? Let's get a couple more of them. How about another 5 Pyromancers? Right, come on, hit me with what you've got, guys. No, still nothing. Right. So, turns out they're kind of rubbish, and this means we can just very slowly kill them with our plinky bow. Okay, do you guys want to like calm down the spells for a little bit? Now, actually trying to fight a Pyromancer for us is a bit of a challenge because they're very high level. I mean, just look at them, ladies and gentlemen. I'll try Battle Axe on one of them. Right, come on. Over here, Arch Pyromancer. Swing and chop, swing and chop. Okay, we're going to be here for a while trying to kill these bad boys. But the good news is that we can no longer take damage from them, and we are effectively immune. Meaning, even though it might take me 5 hours to kill them, that's fine. Because this is a level 48 enemy. And Barry Bone Razor, well, he's technically just level 3, which makes him pretty useless. Actually, no, there is one thing I can do. I'm pretty sure I can raise the dead. So, is there any dead around me? Probably not. Oh, and also I found the much easier way of getting the mages to fight each other is to quite simply stand in between the spells so that they actually shoot each other in the back. Now, the perks of fighting mages is that they have no stamina, so you can basically power hit them to death. In a normal environment, we would have lost this fight many years ago, but naturally this isn't normal Skyrim anymore, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, there's a dead wolf on the ground. I can certainly use that bad boy. Right, I've summoned some of the local wildlife to help me with this. I'm not too sure how well a single wolf will do against a pyromancer, but you know, it's certainly something. And there we go. With one fire mage down, we can then immediately resurrect that same fire mage to help us with the other fire mages in some kind of vicious cycle of fire mage warfare. So there we go. We have friendly summoned pyromancer to fight with evil pyromancer who isn't our friend. But actually, you know what? We can probably make this fight a whole lot simpler by simply baiting all of the mages into the nearby Stormcloak encampment. And then the Stormcloaks will probably die to these mages, but we can just just resurrect those Stormcloaks and any living fire mages to kind of fight amongst themselves for us and our entertainment. Come on, hit me with that fireball. Yep, look, that's a pretty powerful fireball you just hit me with. Such a shame it doesn't do anything. Anyway, Stormcloaky boys, I bring interesting companions for you to enjoy with. Here come the Stormcloaks. They've suddenly discovered all of the fire mages. Good luck, Stormcloak soldier. I believe in you. Okay, you took one shot so far. Oh, and that's that second one, then you're done for. Okay. Alright, so now we have two Stormcloak soldiers trying to battle off against all of these very scary fire people. Now I'm just going to kind of sit in the middle and absorb 90% of the magic so that my companions can hopefully get on with their bows and actually do something. You know, whilst they're distracted over there, I'm just going to do a runner. I can't fight these mages. We don't have a strong enough damage weapon. I'm going to have to come back in like a part 2 when I've actually built the optimum magic mage deck, just to truly demonstrate how powerful magic in Skyrim is. It's a stupidly powerful thing. Sure, it's not as customizable as Oblivion or Morrowind, but that's not to say that the developers didn't accidentally include a few crazy modifiers here and there, which result in some pretty absolutely stupid and broken spells. But all of that's for a future video, ladies and gentlemen. Oh no, I'm being attacked by a thief. Oh my, I wasn't expecting this. Well, luckily, I'm pretty sure we can kill a thief in a fight. Yep, there we go. That's a dead thief. But if only we had some kind of offensive combat magic, then we'd be much safer in actual hand-to-hand combat. Because at the moment we're immortal to magic, but we're just not dealing enough damage in return. But of course, with all of that, ladies and gentlemen, we're probably going to need to come back and look at it another day. That's right, coming up soon we'll eventually have the final and definitive ultimate Skyrim guide to magic, just so that I can add additional proof to the pile to truly demonstrate that Skyrim is a perfectly balanced game with no exploits whatsoever. But of course, if you want to see that, I strongly recommend you consider subscribing and joining our lovely community so that you get notified when I make my next Skyrim video. Our channel actually just crossed the 1.5 million subscriber mark, which is absolutely stupid, so thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. All of you are really, really lovely, and I can't wait to see where this channel goes in the future. But as always, hop down into the comment section and tell me what you want to see next in Skyrim. Do you want to see how to level up your character to stupid levels? Do you want to see how smithing is a perfectly balanced thing? Or would you rather see the ultimate wizard build for all of your wizard wars? The choice is yours, ladies and gentlemen. Don't let me down. As always, a massive thank you to each and every one of my majestic patrons who make these videos all the more possible. Seriously, without you, we wouldn't be able to make all these silly videos. They are absolutely fantastic. So thank you very much. And hey, if you sat there and you'd like a little bit more of the Spiffing Brit in your life, well, then look no further than these videos on screen now, hand-chosen by myself to be exactly what you're looking for. They'll fill that lovely little spot in your life where you're like, you know what, I need a bit of tea. But for whatever reason, I can't have liquid at the moment, and I just like audible and visual tea. Well, that's what these videos are. Audible tea. Oh, it's fantastic. Anyway, I'll see each and every one of you in the next one. Have an absolutely lovely day and goodbye for now.